Okay, so can I just go old school and hold the camera this time around? Don't look. Stop. There we go. Woo, crisis averted. So let me show you some stuff that's going on around here. Studio looks like normal. I've told myself that I do not like the D6, but check out what's on the kick right now. And it sounds great. Sounds freaking great. So I just got to get over myself. The D6 is actually pretty cool. New keyboard station. Rode is now on wheels. The big thing that's coming. New film set. Excited about this. Kind of thinking I bit off more than I can chew. But more on that later. Let's see if we can go outside. There's my wood pile when I have a project at the studio. If I've never shown you the back of the studio, check this out. I don't want to bother him too much. We have ducks. Man, it's beautiful out here right now. So no tutorial today. I've had a lot of fun doing the tutorials and the DAW stuff. There's a lot more coming in the way of those videos. I have a lot of stuff planned. I'm doing more research than I think I've ever done for videos because most of it's come through experience, where this is wholly not in my realm of being comfortable. Oh, it's a flyover. I need to come out here more often. One thing that I feel I have to constantly remind myself of is to take it easy. There's a weird balance between feeling like you're overworking and your family never sees you and feeling like you're lazy and you're never at work. And I don't know why those two things coexist so well, but they really do, especially when you own your own business. But I do already have a video about saying no to clients and how it's not the end of the world if you turn a client down. You should feel as though you have the freedom to do that. And you should do whatever you can to get to a position where you can say no to projects, because that personal freedom does so much for your creativity as an artistic individual. But it definitely feels like, particularly around the studio life and being a musician, there's a culture of hustle, hustle, hustle. Get out there and hustle. I try to tell myself that I don't fall prey to that stuff, but I do. I'm constantly trying to get more gigs. Money can only be so much of a focus. It's definitely one of those things you need to survive. That point is not lost on me. But I think we as humans have the ability to be very happy under a wide range of circumstance. And for some people, that is the pursuit of money. For some people, that's the getting out in nature, being outside. But geez, man, you have to be willing to enjoy yourself wherever you are and not just keep working for that next tier. I mean, don't get me wrong. You definitely should work and work hard when you're working. Do the best job you can possibly do. The reason this is even on my mind to begin with is because I just kept getting calls. And I know, right? First world problems. Why are you complaining about getting work? But hear me out for a second. It can get to a point where either you take every gig and you break yourself down to the point where you're going to burn the candles at both ends and have a complete creative breakdown. Because for what I do, I need to be creatively invested. I have to bring ideas to the table. I have to be an artist in most situations. And to do that, you have to be rested. There has to be some level of calm in the whole thing. And maybe this is just a getting older thing and seeing the health of people that I know kind of get put in check every once in a while and seeing my own mortality in that, and then realizing, well, what's the end game? Is it about where I'm going, or is it about the process? Because if I stop and take a look around at what's happening, if you were to stop and take a look around at what's happening around you, maybe stuff's pretty good right now. Now, I'm not going to pretend like everything's peachy all the time, and I'm not going to pretend like I know your story enough to know that you don't go through struggles just like I do. But in the grand scheme of things, it's really easy to lose sight of what we do and why we do it and what brought us to do it in the first place. I mean, music and creativity just reflects personal experience. And I imagine a lot of you guys would say the same thing. And it might be cheesy to think like this, but if we don't take the time to look around and realize that what we're living is that life, we're living it right now. We are where we are, for better or for worse, right now. In the circumstance we are right now. And we can keep hoping for the future and planning for the future. And those are good things. But if you're not happy with where you are right now and happy with yourself right now, then will you ever really be happy when you reach that goal? Some $10 switches from Amazon. best $10 I ever spent. But this whole thing is me talking to myself, if you haven't figured that out. If anybody else gets value from this, hey, that's great. I feel like this is a common theme for me, that I can hurry, try to get the next gig, feel like I'm losing my mind if even one slips through the cracks, and it just doesn't matter that much. Truth be told, it just doesn't matter that much. If I think about why I would want that gig, ultimately it's money. We're not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but we're also not hurting. So why then make myself suffer and potentially my kids and my family suffer while, even if I'm not at work, my mind's at work, my brain is at work, I'm at my phone's in my hand, texting and messaging stuff from work, hoping that we get enough pool of resource to then one day enjoy each other. But my kids are little. That time goes fast, if you're even guaranteed that time at all. This got way deeper and way heavier than I anticipated it getting. I apologize. Your soul matters in this. What we do musically takes so much of that soul, and everything else in your life does as well. Your family, your kids, if you don't have either of those, your hobbies, your pets, the thoughts you think when you're by yourself, all of those matter more than pushing faders on a screen, as fun as it may be. And if you're one of the few who can do music as a career, myself included, we should be very thankful for that. There's a whole lot of people who wish they could be in positions like that, and I am very thankful. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't treat that time like it's precious, using it to the best of our ability. And everybody's level of what they want to do with their professional life is completely different. I'm prone to burnout, and I know what I'm about there, and I think I'm about there. But I also know the things that make me really, really happy, and the things that kind of bring me back to a normal place with that stuff. And if you don't, you should figure that out. What makes you happy besides sitting at a desk and mixing or creating music? These are hobbies that turned into more than hobbies, but we should still have other things that bring us joy besides the things that make us money. For me, I know it's getting outside. I'm a terrible runner, but I love to run. Being with my kids, it can be this worst freaking day. Without fail, my 3-year-old will just run up to the car, and it's like my batteries just instantly got recharged. So, friends, where do we go from here? Although I think hustle culture is really toxic, you can get on the wrong side of it really, really quick. When you do work hard, work well, work efficiently, do work that you're proud of. But when you're not working, don't work. I'm going to try to take that advice too. If you guys get stuck in stuff like this, I think 2 things that plague our industry particularly. One is imposter syndrome. The other is knowing when to say no. I'll post those videos up here. Give those a view. Go check those out if you're kind of in the same mindset that I am right now. But before you go and check those out, remember, you do matter. You are talented. There's a reason you are where you are now. And in case you hadn't heard it today, I love you. I'm Resident Loser Jeremy. Take it easy.